Welcome, Wizards and Warriors. Today I'm going to teach you how to play my card game, NOG. Card game is quite simple to learn, and the fun comes from all of the insane cards that are in the game. I make them all hand-drawn, and then I go back and I draw them digitally, print them out, and laminate them. For today, I will be using my hand-drawn deck. Let's get to it. Starting with just the types of cards. Of course, we have a normal troop card. They have their name and their HP. Then they have their attack and how much damage the attack does. And a diamond is their ability and it describes what they do. So the snake goblin here, 9 HP, 3 damage, and it makes your whole team immune to poison and damage over time. Then we have land cards. They have HP, but they cannot attack. However, they will always have an ability. The island, 7 HP, and it heals your teammates 2 HP every other go. Lastly, we have spells. They have their lifespan, which is how many turns they will be in play for. Perm meaning permanent. They must be played onto other cards, and when that card dies, the spell will expire. They say what they do under here, so this card, Potion of Snakes, will damage whatever card you put it on. Those are the types of cards, but the fun comes from how many there are. There are currently over 100 cards, including robots, wizards, goblins, animals, some gambling cards, knights, holidays like Halloween, Christmas, Greek mythology, fairy tales, miscellaneous ones, and so many more. And these cards are what make it so fun. Now let's learn how to play. You win when your opponent has no cards left and you still have at least 1 card left. And to start, you shuffle as many cards as you want and hand out 10 to each player. Once each player has 10 cards, before the game starts, you draw 4 cards to make your hand. You can always have 4 cards and continue to pick up cards from your pile. Then, before the game starts, you must play 2 cards that have HP. So here, I would play the Dice and Professional Goblin. Then, I could pick up 2 more cards. If you only have spells in your starting hand, you're allowed to keep picking up cards until you find cards with HP. Your opponent will also play 2 cards to start. Then you decide who goes first. On your turns, you can do 2 of the following things. You can do the same thing twice, but there are limits for attacking. First of all, you can attack, taking the damage that a card can deal, and doing it to a card. Here, the dice does 2 damage plus a dice roll. So, 4 plus 2, 6 damage, and I can choose where I want that damage to go. I can attack any card, including my teammates, if I so wish. That would take up 1 of my 2 moves. You cannot, for a second move, use any card to attack the same team. So I would not be allowed to attack with the dice and then attack with my Professional Goblin. However, you are allowed to attack one team and then use a different card to attack a different team. In this case, Friendly Fire, or if there are more than 2 players, hit a different team. The second thing that you can do is charge an attack. You take the damage that a card does and you save it for the next time that they attack. So here, with 2 damage, I could save it, so the next time I attack, I would have 4 damage plus a dice roll. It uses your attack and go, so you will not be allowed to attack if you charge an attack. Or you could play a card, taking any card from your hand and putting it into play, allowing you to pick up a new card. You can, for both of your moves, play 2 cards. Spells get played onto any card, and they can be played on any team unless stated otherwise. As you can see, this spell says 1 because it's a 1 lifespan spell. You play it, it does its effect, and it will leave. The last thing you can do on your turn is skip. you cannot skip both of your moves, you must do something. So here you could attack and then skip your second move, or you could play a card and skip your second move. Then it would be your opponent's go, where they can do 2 moves. Dealing damage obviously lowers their HP, and once their HP reaches 0 or lower, the card will die and leave the board. They are no longer in play. Every card that dies will go to the same graveyard. If during a game your opponent has killed all of your cards, but you still have cards in your hand, you are allowed to play a card with HP for free and then take your 2 moves. So here I could play Pinocchio, and then I could shrink him, which doubles his damage, halves his HP, and then I could attack any of his cards. The game continues even if you have no cards left in your pile. You can still play cards, attack, do whatever. Once a player is out of cards in play, in their hand, and in their pile, then they have lost. You can be fully out of cards, but still have 1 card left, and you are still in the game. Only once you've lost all of your cards are you out of the game. To recap spells and their lifespan, 1 obviously means it's 1 turn lifespan. The Shrink Potion, half your HP but double your damage. Because it activates immediately when you play it, it will do its effect, and then you can remove the card because it's already done what it needs to do. A card like Thunderstorm is a 3 lifespan spell. When you play it, it will deal 1 damage to the entire team, then your next turn, 2 damage to the entire team, then the turn after that, 3 damage to the entire team. And of course, that is your turn. No matter how many people are here, it is 3 full turns. Cards with perm, of course, mean permanent, so when you play it, it will stay on that card until it is either removed or the card it is on dies. And the last thing to cover is debuffs. We have Poison. After hitting a card at the start of your next 2 turns, it will take extra damage equal to half of the original damage you dealt. Then we have Betsy, who has 3 damage, but has Flame as her ability. After hitting card at the start of your next turns, the card will take extra damage, starting at the initial damage dealt -2 and decreasing by 2 each hit. And you cannot reset the Flame until it runs out. So Betsy, you hit them with 3 damage, and then your next turn, they'll take an extra 1 damage. If you upgrade this damage to something like 20, you deal 20 damage, then the start of your next turn, they will take 18, 16, 14, so on until it runs out. Ice Witch, of course, can freeze cards. After hitting a card, even if you miss the damage, the card will be frozen, they cannot attack, their ability stops working, and they unfreeze at the end of your next turn. You cannot hit a frozen card with a freeze attack to extend the duration. So even if they're already frozen and you hit them, it will not re-freeze them. Then we have Santa, who has a full frost freeze, which is the same as a freeze, but they will only unfreeze when the card is next attacked, even if the damage misses. So that can be immediately after you've frozen them. Last, we have the Pied Piper, who can possess cards. With 0 damage, any card you hit will immediately join your side. And at the end of your next turn, they will go back to that team, and while they're on your side, you can use them to attack the cards. Their class is your card. However, if the Pied Piper dies, any card they're possessing will immediately go back. Add new cards regularly. With each update, the cards getting better and better. As you see, these original cards still hold up, but as time progresses, the designs get cooler and the ideas extend further and further. There's over 100 cards in the game right now, and the 100th card that I added, so powerful, you had to play it sideways. But that is all you need to know to play NOG. If you enjoyed this video, please like, and if you would like to stay up to date with the new cards that are getting added, because there's a new update coming very soon, then please subscribe to never miss anything. Enjoy.